It's cold, Basil. It's cold. Antarctica, go burn. It's a snowstorm. Antarctica. Ice. Scientists are penguins. Antarctica, they're opening the abyss.
What does Antarctica have to do with anything, you may be asking yourselves repeatedly, episode after episode, as we continue to obsess over the white desert? Well, express.co.uk has a headline, Antarctica horror, Ukrainian scientists. Ooh, relevant. Ukrainian scientists left stranded after Putin wipes out hometown.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. The Ukrainian-Russian conflict is affecting the Antarctic scientists. Kharkiv, the second biggest city in Ukraine, has been completely battered by Russia's invasion. Airstrikes have caused carnage in the city, which is just 25 miles from the Russian border. With wrecked buildings and rubble strewn across streets, Russian troops have not held back, with strikes hitting everything from schools and shops to a cathedral. It is perhaps no surprise, then, that Jan Bakhmat, a geophysicist working at Ukraine's only research facility in Antarctica, cannot return to his home city.
I wonder if that's funded by the U.S.
A displaced, homeless Antarctic scientist. Remember, these Antarctic scientists are pitiful and weak and to be pitied, but even more so when their homeland is under attack by a crazy man in a giant robot suit. He is one of 12 residents at the Vernadsky Station in Antarctica, which was originally set up by the British but transferred to Ukraine in 1996. Ukrainian scientists and support staff turn up at the research base every year to study climate change and the impact it has on animals and plants.
Animals, period.
Yeah.
And plants.
Animals.
Period.
And plants. Mr. Bakhmat, who specializes in measuring the Earth's magnetic field, told The Guardian, quote, "It's impossible to describe. You can only live through it when you are thousands of kilometers away from everything and everyone you know and love, when you can't influence anything." Oh my gosh, the Antarctic influencer booze cruise can go save him.
I think this is what they're setting up. They're setting up a rescue.
A rescue plan.
Yeah. This is very dramatic.
We're putting it on the record. That is what's going to happen, right?
Interesting. It could be, yeah. The cruise, the booze cruise, gets there. They go on an impromptu mission to save the stranded Ukrainian scientists in Antarctica.
Yeah, what a better PR opportunity, because they heard me making fun of it, where it is simply a booze cruise for influencers to go talk about climate change. And the one thing that could save this expedition is if they changed course to rescue Ukrainian Antarctic scientists, because they're stranded. I mean, it's perfect. If they don't do it, they're dummies and they're missing out. It continues like this. The pain is also felt by his colleague, Andrei Kiteri, an anesthesiologist and emergency medicine physician from Poltava in central Ukraine. Well, why do they need an anesthesiologist in Antarctica?
I don't know.
Wow, the plot thickens.
The injections or something.
Yes, the
experiments.
The alien surgeries, you know.
Yeah, they gotta numb some limbs.
He said, quote, it's really agonizing to be here, unable to fight the occupation of my homeland. For some, it is close to unbearable. Sometimes the stress is so strong, I need to assist my colleagues with drugs to normalize the blood pressure or insomnia. Wow. Mr. Kiteri is the expedition doctor and so is tasked with monitoring the physiological and mental condition of the members of his team. The temperature at Verdansk is reported close to 0 Celsius, with March towards the end of Antarctica's summer. More Ukrainians are scheduled to join the team, too, after a research vessel dubbed Newsfera left the port of Odessa for the Antarctic in the end of January. New members were also set to join up, but some researchers due for upcoming expeditions have got trapped in Ukraine amid the war. They would have joined the 26th Ukrainian expedition to the base in Antarctica. A press officer at Ukraine's National Antarctic Scientific Center said, quote, some of the team is locked in Kiev and some of the team is locked in Kharkiv. Almost done. But when the team at Verdansk Station will be able to return to their home country remains to be seen. Earlier this month, the current team at Verdansk Station recorded a video message addressed to their fellow countrymen. They said, quote, our hearts are filled with pain from what's happening to our homeland. Quote, unfortunately, we can't join the soldiers, the territorial defense, and volunteers now, but we are doing everything we can to help our country. No word on what exactly that is down there, but perhaps there is something. Wow. That is pretty heavy, though. You spend your whole life going to school and becoming some sort of, scientist with the credentials to be one of the very few to go down. I mean, the Ukraine is already like a strangely small country to have Antarctic base. And, so it means a lot to get to the point where you get to go down there. And it's a very small group. And then to leave, be on a 3-month boat trip, and then to be sequestered alone in Antarctica with a bunch of other weird Antarctic scientists and know that your homeland is just gone. Like nothing will ever be the same. And there's nothing you can do about it is pretty heavy. Quite the emotional story. But another example of how Antarctica seems to continually be put at the center of the most important things going on in the world, Gonz.
Yeah, and the mention at the end of New Sfera. The Ukrainians are scheduled to join a team two after research vessel dubbed New Sfera left the port of Odessa for the Antarctic at the end of January. We reported on New Sfera because it's a Spanish word for noosphere. That Teilhard de Chardin talked about, the global mind. Yeah, that we're all going to be connected into this new organism that is rising as humanity connects through the internet and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so and isn't it interesting that the Ukraine crisis has sort of connected the world, not just like individuals who are all concerned about Ukraine, but global powers reuniting and solidifying in the sort of geopolitical hive mind over Ukraine, and the Ukrainian boat to Antarctica, the hive mind boat, Ukrainian hive mind boat going to Antarctica, again, making it sort of the center of the hive mind. It is really too much. Like if you wrote it in a novel or a movie or something, it would almost be cheesy, but it's incredible.
Antarctica must be one of the big nodes of the final global brain or flat Earth brain, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the anesthesiologist has to go down there, because it's too, you're down there, you're too connected to the hive
that's
mind.
True. Maybe. And
he has to put people under anesthesia just to
get him off the
stay
thing.
Sane.
Oh my gosh. What if that? Oh, wow. That is this
is heavy, bro.
Deep plot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that would make sense as you get people being experimented on to connect to the global hive mind. You're going to get people going crazy.
Yeah.
So,
That's, wow. I mean, I don't even know how to articulate the complexity of this connection fully, but I'm trusting the listeners are feeling the grandeur of just how bizarre Antarctica and its sort of focal point of the world is, and has been developing for a few months now.
I think we can leave it to Kronk.
It's all coming together.
It is all coming together. It's very strange.